for day 3, we're still going to be graphing, but this time we're going to be graphing inequalities. So I have a little chart here just to remind you of which way to shade, up or down, and then what kind of line you should draw, dashed or solid. Okay. And then it says, what is a system of linear inequalities? It is 2 or more linear inequalities. So just like the equations, you had 2 equations, now we're going to have 2 inequalities. The solutions of a linear inequality are any ordered pairs that make all of the inequalities in a system true. And we will talk about this a little bit later of what it actually looks like. So in the first part here for the recap, it's just do you remember how to put your equations into slope-intercept form. So for A, I'm going to add 8x to get the y by itself. And in part B, I'm going to subtract 6x and get 2y equals negative 6x minus 24, and then divide by 2. So in example 1, I'm going to go ahead and decide, okay, dashed or solid for this first one, and that is dashed. And since it's less than, you shade down. For the second inequality, this is greater than or equal to, so that means it is solid. And since it's greater, you shade above. So for the first one, I start at negative 3. My slope is 2 over 1, so rise 2. Run to the right 1, and we just keep doing that to cover the entire graph. I'm going to also go down to left 1. So we said it was dashed. And we have to shade down. So normally we would shade like this whole section right here, okay? But because we have to graph 2 of them, we're just going to do a light shade below the graph. Okay, now for the second inequality, we're going to start at positive 2. And it says negative 2 over 1. So down 2, right 1. And as you can see, it doesn't have a nice intersection point, but that's okay because these are inequalities, so we don't really care about the point they meet at. We decided it was solid. And we have to shade above. So above would be up this way. So I'm going to shade just a little bit. Okay, now, what we look for is we look at the different sections here, and we decide which one gets shaded dark because it has an overlap of shading. So here, there is no shading in this section. Here, we have shading just here. Okay, so that's just one of them. For this section, this triangle area, we have shading for just one of them again. But here, we have shading from both lines coming together. So what we do is we shade this section a little bit more. And this is the section that actually is your solution. So any ordered pair that would be in this area would be your solution.